solar, battery, Lifepo4, multimeter, DC charger, balancers or equalizers, active balancers, wiring, battery interconnect, bus bars, parallel connection, improvised balancers by JW Solar USA. Thanks for watching. Today's video, I didn't bring you along to show you how I wired this 12-volt battery pack here. So we have 20 cells here. Okay, which is a top band LFP, 3.2 volt, 25 amp hours. So 25 amp hours in series is 4S, 25, 25, 25, 25, 50, 100, 125 amp hour battery bank. 4 batteries, which is a 4S 5P. See that? 5 batteries in parallel, and it's a 4S configuration. These are the voltages we're started with. Play with the voltages, trying to balance them with my balancers, BMS balancers improvised by JW Solar USA. I use a copper. I think it's a 14 gauge. I forgot what it is. Here we go. It's a 20 gauge. See that? It's a 0.81 by 15 point something, 0.2 meters. So it's a copper wire I use, and if you haven't seen that, go back to my videos. You see what I've done, how I did my passive balancing or BMS by JW Solar USA. This is what I've done, and today I already connected the connector for the active balancer right here. But I've done this without you guys behind the scene. I ordered a bunch, about 4 of these. I was thinking, I said that on one of my videos, if I have to go this way, I think instead of 4S, I think I should have gone to maybe a 6S balancer. But I decided to go through this way because 4 in series, 5 strings of 4s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a 4S 5P. Gives us 125 amp hours. So this is what I've done. I'm gonna have my fluke meter here, fluke 101, and I'll set it right here for you guys to see the voltages. I hope you can see this. I really want you to see this. All right, let's see if we can get this thing to stay or stand still. So we're gonna put it on the DC. And I'm gonna use the probes right here and touch the balance leads right here. So this is the B minus, the black wire. The next one tied to the next battery, the positive. The next battery positive. The next cell, that's what I meant, the cell. And this go to the battery, the main positive. So we're gonna start touching with the probes from the first cell. Oh boy. See that? What you do see? Come on. 3.5, 3.545, and we move to the other one. It's 7.09, and move to the next battery or the next cell. Okay, we move to the next cell here. 10.63, and we're going to go to the last cell here with the fourth cell, 14.18. So each of these guys, if I put the probes here and touch one string, each string here is going to read the same voltage, 14.18. 14.18, 14.18, 14.18, 14.18. Guys, with my balancers I created here by JW Solar USA, these copper strings, I make sure all this one, if you go vertical, you see this is the positive, it ties up all the way. It's all the way because it's 5 strings I have here, 5 to 4. All this one became like a 1 battery. This one is a 1 battery, like this one is a 1 battery, this is 1 battery. So it's just like 1 cell. So 5 modules or cells to make, like, I'm going to call this like a cell now. Okay, 5 cells like gives me 1 module. 5 cells, 1 module. So I take this as a module. Okay. Well, they're already cells I put together. Each one here, each row is 125 amp hours. Okay. 25, 25, 50, 25, 25, 50, 125 here due to here. It's a 25 amp hour. So this entire 20 cells is now 120 amp hour. So which is what we're going to do. And we're going to take this guy. So I just want to tell you that my theory works. It works. The batteries are balanced. The cells are balanced. So I just want to make sure I modify, just like being in the modern technology, as everybody. Some people think it's archaic or maybe old school. So check this out. I'm going to plug in. There's a light right here behind my finger. You see the glowing light right here. It's on. So now we already activate the cells. So what I've done, I took 1 string here, 1 wire, go to the negative part of this, and 1 wire come to the positive part of this. So it's balancing these 5 cells. 5 cells with 125 amp hour is balancing this, is balancing this, and balancing this. So each one is just like 5 cells. Now it's like a module, like 1 battery, which is 1 cell, 1 big cell, like 125 amp hour battery. But this is a 5 cells to make one, 25 times 5, 125. So that's what I created to beef up the amp. So each lead is going to 5 of these. Each lead is going to this. So this is the way I thought this is the best way I can do it, by having my balancers here, my wire. I hope I'm making sense. And now we're gonna use the charger and set it to 14 volt, because these batteries are charged to 3.5 volt. So 3.5 volt times 4, that gives you 14 volts. You charge it at 14. And remember, the voltage we had before is 14 point something, 1 something. And let's do it again. Let's be precise here. And yeah, 14.8. Okay, that's it. 14.8. Yeah, 14.18. So if we want to get this thing really balanced, so I'm gonna add to charge it like 3.6. Yeah, it's supposed to be 3.6. So instead of 3.5, 3.6, so that gives us a 14.4 volts. 14.4 volts to balance this cells. We can just adjust here. We can do, maybe we can put a 14.1 something, or whatever you want to put to your battery specifications. Stay tuned. So I have to check the specification on this charge at 3.65. So 3.65 volts is the max charge that will able to activate these balancers here, like capacitors. .3, something like that. So we'll have to set this to 14.6. 14.6. So 14.6 is the charging. We're going to charge at 14.6. Okay. I want the 1.1 there. 14. .6. It's too touchy. So 14.6. So what we're gonna do here, we get the probe tied to the negative side here. Okay, and we use the positive here and tie it to the positive terminal, and now you will see what's happening there. So we are charging 3.32 amps, and I have to regulate this one. It goes a little bit down. 14.6, supposed to be 14.6, no, 6.1, because 1 millivolts is a big deal. Okay, we got it. We are sitting right on it, right there, 14.6. There you go, 14.6. We're charging, and this capacitor is gonna start getting warm when it reach on the climax. And that's it. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys see you on the next video. This is how you wired active balancer to a 4S active balancer 5 amp. It's a 4S 5 amp balancer. Take care. All right, it's a second day here. I just want to show you guys how this active balancer is working. See, it's illuminating, and if you can see this light's on, that means it's doing its job. So let's check how good this active balancer, which is for 4S with a 5 amp active balancer on it. So now we see you have the voltmeter or multimeter over here. Then we can go through all these cells to check the voltage of each cell. Okay, let's do that and watch the meter right here. And the voltage is supposed to be reading a 3.572 or a 7172. So let's check this out. So I'm gonna start from here all the way down. 3.570, 3.570, 3.570, 3.750. I hope you can see that. I'm coming to the second row or the second string. 3.750, which is the fifth cell. 3.750, 3.750, 3.750. So these two strings already done. Okay, it remains about 3 more strings back here. So let's try again this one. 3.750, 3.750, 3.750, 3.750. So 2 more strings to go. Last string. 3.750, 3.750. I'm going each cell from each string. 3.750. 1 more string to go. 0.750. We're starting the last cells back here. 3.750, 3.750, 3.750, 3.750. So the cells are all balanced, and with my improvised active balancer or improvised equalizer balancer strings I use with the copper, as I said on that video before this one I'm going to be posting. So it's like paralleling one of these 5 cells to make it as one module, 2, 3, 4, which is supposed to be like a cell, but I'm putting 5 cells in parallel, positive and negative, positive and negative, and positive and negative, and positive and negative. So I just tied the leads of the balancer on each 5 cells, which is the B minus, the plus, E plus 1, plus 2, okay, and we have, okay, plus one, B minus, the plus 1, which is here, plus 2, 3, and 4 comes to the positive terminal here, and that allows this passive or active balancer to illuminate, to turn on with this little LED. That means it's doing its job, and that means the connection is correct, and these are all the voltages that these batteries were having, or these cells were having after charging them. You see before the active balance, you see all the random numbers there. So I found a solution for this. Like I said, you don't need BMS for everything. I prefer running balancers instead of a BMS, because there is no program into this. As long as you know the settings or the specifications of your battery, then you buy the balancers, because they work for both active, they work for LTO, lithium ion sulfate, sulfate, yeah, and with different LFP. So these are all the stuff that you just need to go about your business here. If you're trying to run active balancer, you want to equalize your batteries or balance your batteries,